So far, when we looked at the model's evaluation, we were looking into the various loss functions as well as musical metrics to see if the model is converging. Now let's hear into some real music that the model produced at various iterations in the training and see how the learning has happened. Remember that as part of the training code, we saved various samples at every 50th iteration. So the assumption should be that if the model is learning, the initial iteration should sound bad, while with time, the music quality should improve. Now let's see if our hypothesis is correct. So I'm going to come into this cell and change the iteration number to 0, and let's try generating a sample. Okay, let's try hearing it. Pretty cacophonous, right? And that's expected because the model has not learned, so it's just spitting out garbage. Now let's see how the piano roll looks. So I'm going to change the iteration number to 0 again, and let's run it. Now look at the images here. You see that the piano roll is very noisy. Remember that piano roll represents various pitch values for different time instances. So you'd normally assume that a user presses a few piano buttons at every time iteration, but that's not what we see in these images below. You see that it's very, very noisy. A real piano roll should look something like the ones on the top. So this clearly indicates that the model has not learned anything and is just spitting out noise. Now let's go back to the previous cell again, and change the iteration number to 500. The goal here is the music quality should improve. Now let's see if our hypothesis is correct. So let's play this. So clearly the music quality has improved, as you can observe, and this indicates to us that the model has learned to produce better music with time. Now let's go back and see if the piano roll looks good as well. I'm going to change the iteration number to 500 and rerun this cell, and voila. So what you see here is a way more realistic piano roll with one press at every time step, and this is exactly what we'd expect. So this indicates that the model has learned and is producing better music with time. You could play around by changing the iteration number and see how the music quality is improving gradually with time. We have completed the evaluation phase of the machine learning pipeline, and we now move to the final aspect of the pipeline, which is inference. Now that the model is trained and evaluated to produce music of acceptable quality, we are ready to feed it with new inputs and see how the output sounds like. In our case, you can feed it with any single track piano input and expect a multi-track Bach output to be produced. With this, we complete the demo. As part of this demo, we step through all the major aspects of the machine learning pipeline, including data preparation, training, evaluation, and inference to generate music. You also learned about writing machine learning code in the real world. This was just one fun example. You could apply the same steps and techniques to any other machine learning project, be it a cat-dog classifier or an object detector, or even doing sentiment analysis on text.